The Cavs close out the regular season 51-31. We will get to our preseason predictions gone wrong in a sec. But with Jason here, there's a particular hill that he has already told us he will die on. And there has never been a more appropriate time to talk about the Danny Green conundrum than right now, Jason. I'm ready to die on the hill with you, Jason.
Yeah.
Come on, there's plenty of room.
There's plenty of room
on the hill.
You've talked about, you've called yourself out on the Mike Miller thing, and it didn't work out.
Did not work out.
Danny Green played significant minutes these last two games against Orlando and who the hell did they play yesterday? Charlotte. And he played well, especially in the Orlando game. I think he had 20-something points in that
21
game.
points, 5 threes.
Yeah, there you go.
What does it look like defensively?
I don't know how much you watched it, but
I'll be honest, not a ton.
Yeah.
But I was excited to see.
Yeah.
I think I was in Vegas for the Orlando game. I think that's when we were in Vegas. I don't remember.
So is this we're not playing any starter or not playing many starters, and so we'll just give him minutes, or is this something to learn for the playoffs?
This is something to learn for the playoffs, and I think they wanted to do this earlier, and he had the COVID issue, and it just kind of messed up the timing with everything. But I think the plan all along was bring him along slowly, make sure he's healthy, coming off the ACL, and when the opportunity was right, get him a couple runs in and see what he looks like.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you can't be anything but ecstatic with. No, he can't move. To your point defensively, he's not great defensively. He can't move. But in postseason, the game slows down. It becomes a half-court game, and it's not. It's more important to me that you guard all 5 guys on the floor. And that's what Danny forces you to do. You have to guard him.
Right.
And people will push back and say, okay, well, Okoro's making his shots. Fine, he is. Yes, he's improved his shot. He had a wonderful year for his standards. But teams don't care. They're not going to guard him. Even if he hurts you with 2 or 3 threes, all those other possessions, they're going to play 4-on-5 against you.
Right.
And Green does not allow teams to play that way. They have to be aware of where he is on the floor because he will punish teams on those corner threes. So I think he's going to have a big role, even before the Isaac knee injury, and there's still some uncertainty with where he's at health-wise and when he'll be back. I've thought all along, I thought Green was going to play a significant role for the Cavs in these playoffs.
I know I get it. I listen to a lot of local guys talk about Isaac Okoro. I get it, bro. Like, we like him. We want to wrap our arms around him. He's the best dude I know. He's a nice guy. But look, man, there's going to be times in the playoffs, Isaac Okoro is going to look like he does not belong on the floor. Because there's going to be times when he's going to guard somebody that's really, really an offensive juggernaut because he usually plays the best guy on the floor. And he's going to be getting buckets put on him. And then they're going to pass the ball to him in the corner. And he's not going to hit open jumpers. And you may see a league go from 3 to 6 to 12. And you're like, we can't play. We're playing 4-on-5. Listen, in certain spots, I'm telling you that's going to happen. Go back and look at what Ty Lue used to do. Ty Lue would dust somebody off in one game. You'd be like, where did Channing Frye come from this game? Dante Jones got some.
Dante had a big couple 3-4 minute stretch in the finals.
Mo Williams came in and hit a couple of big buckets. So you need to have the rotation. And this is what I'm looking at. I'm waiting to see if J.B. Bickerstaff understands playoff rotation. Sometimes you got to do some big time changes. Like you're like, whoa, dude. I remember Ty Lue sat Kevin Love down when he did that. I say, oh goodness.
Brought him off the bench.
Brought him up, and I'm like, this was Kevin Love almost, I wouldn't say prime, but Kevin Love was big part of what they did. He sat him right on down and said, we can't do that. We're going to go in another direction. I'm waiting to see if the rubber meets the road when you get tight. Is JB going to make some pulls and switches like that? Because that's what you need to do.
And the one thing we know is Danny Green's not going to be uptight playing in the playoffs.
No.
Where some of these young guys,
you just don't
know.
Yeah, there's 2 guys on this roster you can count on that at the moment is not too big for them. Donovan Mitchell and Danny Green.
That's it.
No Rubio?
I think Rubio, he needed one more year. He right the knee.
But just in terms of like not being awed by the playoffs.
He won't be overwhelmed by the moment, but I don't know that you can count on him to deliver big minutes.
So do you expect Danny Green to, like, what's your expectation right now for his role in this first round?
If Okoro is healthy, and I don't know that we know that he will be, but if he's healthy, I think he will be on an extremely short leash. And I think Danny he may not start game 1 at the small forward spot, but I think by the end of the series, Danny will have a significant role. I just think and there's nothing against Isaac. Like I really don't want it to sound like I'm down on Isaac because he's had a great year. Like he's improved his shot. He's great defensively. But I look at Isaac in the playoffs and I see Jordan Clarkson and Rodney Hood, and you saw in 2018 that they just didn't fit, and they were overwhelmed by the moment.
Yeah.
And I just get concerned that could be Isaac in that spot, and Danny won't be. And Danny, you can count on Danny. If the ball's going to the corner and you need a shot clock's running down, or the end of game, end of half, he's not going to do one of those. He's going to step in and he's going to deliver the shot.
And especially to me, you can't when your second leader scorer is Darius Garland, who you don't know either. Darius Garland, you expect him to show up and do his thing, but I can't count on that. I don't know yet. And if he's having a bad game, tough game, where he's not shooting the ball well, maybe he's having a tough guarding Jalen Brunson, which will be a nightmare, by the way. It might be something where you need Danny Green.
Yeah.
You need some points off the bench.
Cavs favored by 6 for the first game of the series. I saw something earlier that according to DraftKings, they were 85% of the money was going early on the Knicks, +6.
I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah. The Cavs and Knicks will play in Cleveland in the first game at 6 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah.
So, Mikey, go ahead. What do you got?
I just got one more thing on the Danny Green and Okoro thing in the playoffs. When the regular season and postseason, we've talked about it before, there is no bigger difference between regular season and postseason in any sport than basketball.
Yes.
It's
Correct.
2 completely different games.
Yes.
And for guys like Mitchell and Garland, to have a guy in Danny Green who they are confident will step up in the moment and at least take the shot. Maybe not make it, but at least take the shot, as opposed to the unknown with Okoro. It actually allows them to play a little more freely and not feel like they have to force everything offensively, because if they're not getting a shot, there's no guarantee that the other guy in the corner where the help's coming from is even willing to take that shot in that moment. So Danny Green's still a major unknown, but I do think what we do actually know about him from his previous playoff experience trumps whatever Okoro gives you, even if defensively he's by no means an upgrade over Okoro.
I don't love this matchup for the Cavs. Like I don't love it at all. I don't think they match well with the Knicks. I've talked all year. I'm not going to put a ton into regular season. Everyone's going crazy because the Cavs beat the Celtics twice in November. And it's like, yeah, that's cute, but
right.
Does anyone care about that now?
No,
of course not. But the thing that concerns me with the Cavs is how pick and roll heavy they are. They are extremely pick and roll heavy, and that's the first thing Tom Thibodeau can take away. Tom's a terrific defensive-minded NBA head coach. The Knicks are going to have plenty of time to look at the Cavs' tendencies. They understand how pick and roll heavy they are. You send 2 defenders at the ball handler. You force the ball out of Donovan's hands. That's the number one thing the Knicks are going to try and do, is get the ball out of Donovan's hands. And, Donovan, he's experienced that before. Like in Utah, I'm sure teams guarded him the same way. Mm-hmm. But Tibbs is really good at it. And so what else can you do? What else do you have in your bag when the Knicks send 2 defenders at Donovan on a pick and roll and blitz him and try and get the ball out of his hands? Who else is going to emerge and make that play? So they're going to have to, I don't think the Cavs are going to hold serve at home. I think they're going to lose a game at home. Mm-hmm. It's just the nature of the playoffs. They're a young team. They're going through it for the first time. Can they win a game in the Garden? Because I believe they're going to have to get at least one.
I was just about to ask you that.
And that's a tough. And the Knicks have not been great at home.
So do you guys think they can? And what's the latest with Julius Randle? What's the update on him?
He's progressing. This was this morning. He is.
That's a big deal, obviously.
Progressing nicely and expected to be a full go for game 1.
Okay.
I just
can they? Yes.
Yes.
Will they? I don't know, man. It's a big ask.
You're gonna need somebody. It always comes down to the others. Somebody other than Donovan Mitchell is going to have to step up and be like, oh, no, like, we can't stop him either. That's just how it's going to have to be. So whether it's Evan Mobley getting the ball at the high post, being a creator, getting people in foul trouble. And the thing, the Cavs, another uphill battle is the bench. The Knicks bench is better than the Cavs. The Knicks bench is more consistent.
They've killed them. For what it's worth in the regular season, the Knicks bench has killed the Cavs bench.
So here's the thing with bench play in the playoffs. In the first round, you're going to play 8 and trust 7. So that 8th guy is going to play 8 minutes. Mm-hmm. But you're really, especially in the Cavs situation, you're only going 3 deep on the bench, and you're really only playing 2.
Right.
And then that third guy, whoever that is, like I think Karis LeVert's probably going to play decent minutes off the bench. Beyond that, I don't know. Is it Rubio? I don't know. Is it Danny Green, the Okoro, we've already had that conversation.
Right.
Is it Danny Green and Levert are the two guys you're trusting? Are they starting Green over Okoro and Okoro's out completely by the end of the series? That wouldn't terribly shock me.
The Cavs are the number one team defensively, right?
Correct.
Is there another level that they can get to where it's like, people usually ratchet up their play, right? Either offensively or defensively, depending on what you hang your hat on. Is that something that the Cavs can do in order to nullify some of the things offensively?
Well, again, I think Mobley and Allen play really well in the playoffs in this half-court style because, again, the game slows down, the pace goes down. The Cavs are already one of the slowest teams. They may be the slowest team in the league. I don't remember. I haven't seen the pace rankings lately. But the game slows down into the half-court. It becomes a half-court set type thing. I'll take my chances with Mobley and Allen on the back line on that. I think that's real. I think what they did defensively this year is real. I think that does translate to the playoffs, and I think that's what they got to hang their hat on if they're going to win the series.
Anybody concerned that the Cavs haven't played a meaningful game in a while? Or no big deal?
I'm a little bit concerned. We were talking about that on the call. Mikey was saying it's like 13 days between
12
games.
12 days between their last regular season game and game one of the playoffs.
See, during the title...
Well, the last regular season game that mattered.
That they played. Yeah, all starters.
Okay,
April
all the
4th.
starters. Yeah, right.
The title team needed those breaks. Like, they would sweep teams, and they would take a week off.
Yeah.
But they were a veteran team. They knew how to take care of their bodies. They knew.
Right.
And they needed that time off. Like, they counted on that time off. This being a young team, I would like to see them keep a little bit more of a rhythm. I'm guessing that they're going to have some pretty spirited scrimmages this week at Cleveland Clinic Courts to try and keep guys in rhythm as much as they can, in shape. But yeah, I think absolutely it's a concern. And I know JB went to the guys and asked them, do you want to play in this last game or do you want to take it off?
Yeah.
Donovan elected to take it off. Mobley elected to play. Donovan knows his body. He's one of those veteran guys. Yeah. He understands.
Right. Not
really worried about him so much as maybe Darius and Evan, who are going through this for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is a little bit of concern that that's a long time between games.
G, what about you?
I don't think, man. Listen, if you can't, this comes like when you look at young players and you look at professionals.
It's only because I got them with 49 wins this year.
I got them with 48 wins.
It's not that wrong.
It's because the East is so tough.
It is. Like, I can't believe y'all.
Hold on. You're good. It's someone in VMix. You're good.
Okay. VMix is back. We're back.
Yeah.
Well, it's back working.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're a young dude and you can't get up for the playoffs, something wrong.
Yeah.
You better get your shots in.
It's not so much getting up for the playoffs. It's just keeping your rhythm. The rhythm of the season and the rhythm of games every day.
I'll tell you
every
what,
other
guys.
every other day.
I'll tell you what. You know what will keep them in their rhythm and keep them in shape? A Built Bar, Mikey.
And guess what? We'll tell you about Built Bar. Ironically, they moved their reads to Wednesday and Friday, so you can still, even on a non-Built Bar ad read day, Built Bar 15% off. Locked on 15. Use the promo code at built.com. But I do have a different read to tell you guys about.
Yeah,
we're going to go back into the archives and check out what PCC Airfoils is telling us from October 19th. Before we do that, though, if you need a job, well, PCC Airfoils is looking to hire people that want career advancement and great benefits. PCC Airfoils is the leading manufacturer in Northeast Ohio, and all locations of PCC Airfoils in Eastlake, Menor, Wickliffe, and Minerva are hiring for all positions starting at $18 and up, plus full benefit packages, paid time off, and a signing bonus. You can apply online at precast.com/careers to learn more. So during football season, every Thursday we did No Fence Riders, and we would go through a series of definitive yes or no questions based on the Browns games. But on October 19th,
I'm glad I missed this show.
we did a No Fence Riders edition of the Cavs preseason picks, stuff that we thought would happen during the regular season.
And we all went
Steve,
3-3, right?
You can take
G went
172 tag board. 172 on the VO. We got a lot of things pulled up back here. We got shots to play. We got everything. Take that. These were the standings from our No Fence Riders results. G. Bush is the winner at 4-2. Everyone else went 3-3, and we're going to play back a couple clips from the show to laugh at what we had. One of the questions was, will the Cavs win 51 or more games this year? Steve, take this off.
And they won exactly 51. It's only because I got them with 49 wins this year.
I got them with 48
48.
wins.
It's not that far,
It's
right?
because the East is so tough.
It is. Like, I can't believe y'all sitting there saying it's not, though. Like,
And guys, here's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if they had some growing pains early in the season.
No, I think they will.
Right? I mean,
I got growing pains. People get hurt. It's just like 48 just seems like the number.
So Tyvis, 48, catastrophically wrong.
Wait
Bull,
a second.
49,
Catastrophically?
wrong.
That's a lot. Say 3 games.
That's not catastrophic.
Hey, if you had 3 games, and some people they'd be in the playoffs.
3 games, Bull.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Bad job out of you.
Mike,
I said 49.
Even worse job out of you.
That's not even worse. That's closer. I was only 2 off.
I'm
But
the one who gets to say good
you're
job,
just
bad
due to
job.
your
I'm
stature.
saying bad job out of
Your
you.
status is higher, so you got more pressure on you,
I mean,
dog.
I don't know, man. We were close.
Okay, well
All right, go ahead.
that was one bad answer. G. Bush, you're on the hot seat for the next one.
All right.
No, Steve, 174 on your SOT list.
On the SOT
Okay.
list, Steve. Come on with the SOTs.
This was, will the Cavs have 3 All-Stars this season? And G. Bush.
How many did I say they was gonna get?
Play
Here
the
we
clip,
go. We're
Steve.
going to find out.
Explain yourself, G.
Well, this easy. It's easy money. Darius Garland was already an All-Star, right? Tyvis knows how this game works. Being an All-Star and being All-State is one thing. My dad always told me, if you make All-State as a junior, they have no choice but to put you as All-State as a senior.
That's about right.
You understand? Oh my God! Don't let you make it as a sophomore. You ain't got to do nothing. No tackles, no production. So he's already Darius Garland is already All-Star. He will be an All-Star again, and he got a max deal, so people think he's crazy. Now, Donovan Mitchell is if he averages anything over 23, they're gonna be pressed to put him in there, right? And then so 3, Evan Mobley. You ever notice?
Replaces Allen.
Yes. You got that up and coming dude, right?
Allen, what Mobley an All-Star last year?
No, he wasn't.
He was
No,
the
he
rookie.
was not. Rookie
He played in the
All-Star.
rookie.
Oh, Allen was the All-Star.
Allen was
Yes.
the All-Star,
Okay.
yeah.
So Mobley will get what I call that up and coming love.
Yeah.
Like they'll just be like, this guy in 5 years. How they used to talk about Giannis?
Yeah.
This guy, you play against Kobe or LeBron. This guy.
Well, they was right about that. So.
G. Bush, catastrophically wrong.
Well, Jason got it wrong, too, because I saw on the graphic he had over 3 All-Stars.
Jason just wasn't on that day, so we couldn't roast
Yeah.
him.
Right.
By the way,
That's
I
why I'm
like
glad
the
I
fact
missed
that
that day.
I like that they're going with black and white for the old
All
clips. Good
jokes
job with that.
aside, though, like you got to think about it. I should get some credit because Mobley is going to be on an all-defensive team.
He might be Defensive Player of the
He
Year.
might
We're
be
gonna cover
Defensive
that later
Player of
in
the
the
Year.
week.
I'm just saying, which is higher than the All-Star
I
appearance.
thought I wasn't on that day, but I thought they would have 2 All-Stars and an injury replacement as a third. Like that's what Allen was last year.
Right.
Jarrett was an injury replacement
Right.
added later on. I thought they would get probably Darius and Donovan on, and Darius actually had a better year than he had last year.
Can we see Darius Garland's numbers? I mean, bad job out of the fans. What were you thinking? This team is 4th in the East. He averaged 20-some points. What do you want? It's a popularity contest. What is that? Look at that. It's almost 50% from the field, 41 for 3, and he's averaging 8 assists.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't going to make it as we were getting closer to the All-Star, but he was certainly worthy of it. I thought they'd have 2, and then Mobley would be a late ad, but it didn't work out.
Hey,
That's
man,
a
you
swing
know.
and a miss
It
for
didn't
me.
happen.
And we have one more.
Yep.
Steve, play the last shot, please. This is our one unanimous answer, and I'm shocked because
Yes.
when you look at how this equates, I'm not sure where you're going to find those points. But will anyone on the Cavs bench average more than 12.5 points a game? And everybody on the panel said yes. Well, you guys were all wrong.
Everybody was wrong.
You guys were all wrong. If you look at this, it was close. Y'all almost got me. LeVert averaged 12.1 points a game. Jetty, 7.8. Danny Green only played like 4 games. Was at 6.5. Okoro started most of the season. He was at
Did it say more than 12.5?
12.5.
Yeah.
You dirty.
Don't hate the house.
You
That's like
dirty.
what happened to me in Vegas, man.
You
Dealer
Jay
showing
also
6.
in that clip, you guys all talked over each other, but Jay was like, Mikey, how could you ask that question? Of course they're going to do it.
3, 2.
But yeah.
And it
Dealer
won't
showing a
four.
6, flips an 8, and pulls a 7.
21.
21.
No. Didn't
12-5,
happen.
12-1.
All right, but you know what? Despite making fun of us, which is deserved, we overall did all right. Nobody
You
finished
guys did
under
pretty
500.
good. The other questions, by the way,
Yeah.
that we asked that we didn't pull clips from was, is Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, will they be the best backcourt duo in the Eastern Conference?
Isn't that a subjective question, though?
It was, but you guys said yes, and we went with yes. They had the best numbers of 2 guards in the conference this year.
I'd take Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum over
See,
them.
Those aren't guards.
that's
It was
cheating.
guards.
Guards
Those
only.
are forwards. I think both of those guys are forwards. That's why Jaylen Brown's not
Did
going
I
to make
answer
All-NBA.
yes to that? What did I answer?
You guys all got that one right. Next was, will Evan Mobley average a double-double? G and Tyvis said no. Everyone else said yes. G was right on that. That was the differentiating factor.
Yeah.
Allen take up a lot of rebounds, bro. It's hard to get two dudes to give double-digit rebounds.
Yeah. And then, will Donovan Mitchell be a top 5 scorer in the NBA this season? And despite him averaging a career-high 28.3 points a game, to Bull's point, it has never been easier to score. He finished 7th in the league in scoring.
I was saying this before the show, that like often when we're debating football, a lot of times Jay, and you too sometimes, not as much as Jay, but you guys will often bring up a 1,000-yard season. And to me, a 1,000-yard season in football doesn't mean what it used to. It's 1,200
I will give you that, because even when you do 1,000 yards when it was what, 16 games?
Right.
It's only like 75
right.
a game.
Now it's even less.
Now
Plus,
it's even less.
Offense has exploded. So to me, the number's 1,200. Same thing in the NBA. To me, scoring 20 points, yes, it's good, but it's not what it used to be.
Not what it used to be.
Now, to me, that number's 24, 25.
If you get 24, you cooking a little bit. If you 24, dudes getting 30. Like, and old dudes is getting 30.
Where did Donovan Mitchell average over 28 a game, and he finished what in the NBA?
7th.
7th?
5 guys. No, I lied. 6 guys averaged over 30 points per game this year.
6.
And you know the game has changed.
I mean, come on.
When you play
And
against
real quick,
Joel
G, sorry
Embiid,
to cut you off. Sorry. How many people averaged 20 points a game this year?
55.
And not rounding up. This is at least 20 points legitimately.
55.
Not enough.
More?
More.
Wow.
72.
You were very close at 55.
Oh, so 58.
58, yes.
58. That's on average 2 players per team almost.
Yeah.
some teams got 3.
I mean, 58. How many? 10 years ago.
That is bonkers.
Go look at the 2013 statistics.
I'm on it. So 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
Listen,
How many guys averaged 20
in
points?
the regular 11.
11. 47 more. That's more than 4 times more.
they see here. I've been trying to say this for like a year. They got to move the 3-point line back.
Well, you'd have to make the court. I would love to see them. I don't think they're going to make any of these changes because they don't seem to care.
But it's
Wouldn't you like it if they made the entire court bigger or at least wider
That 3-point shot got it. Listen,
and move back to 3? But they don't want to because they like the 3.
They like the scoring.
But there should be a risk reward. Like, you shouldn't be able to just, like, if you're going to have the analytics where it says it's either a layup or dunk or free throw, or a 3-point shot, you should at least have to work for the 3-point.
I'm waiting for them to put up. What's the matter, Mikey?
No, so I had to cough, but I want to cough on the mic.
Yeah.
But to G's point real quick, I don't think it's the free throws and threes. It's teams just don't play defense. In the regular season, no one tries on defense the last 3 minutes of a game, and you're just getting open shot after open shot. I don't think the court's too small. I think
It's getting worse by the year.
because look at the postseason scoring. You're not going to see scores in the 120s. It's going to be
Some of the
much
scores the
closer than
last
we think.
couple of days when it was not even start. Like, it would just. Did Golden State score like 150 yesterday or something?
We're playing a game later about that, so don't steal my thunder.
Okay.
The players don't want to move the line back. The players like it right where it is.
Yeah, because they like putting up huge numbers.
They don't want to change anything.
The numbers do not have the same credibility that they used to
They don't
have.
want- and plus, I don't think if you start, I mean, let's make the base paths 85 feet or 95. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think you want to
They're not
start
gonna do
messing
it.
with.
I'm waiting for them to make the half-court line a 4-point shot.
Well, I'm waiting for the Rock and Jock 10-point shot.
That was a 25 at the end of the,
By the way,
quarter.
if they made the half-court line a 4-point shot, and Steph Curry took, I know this would never happen, but let's say he took 10 4-point shots a game, what would he average? What would he make?
3.
I'd say 3 or 4.
You think he'd make 3 or 4 out of 10?
Yeah.
I mean, Dame Lillard did it in the All-Star game, and I think he made 2 half quarters.
Dame Lillard, dude.
Half-court shots now are nothing.
Right.
Right now, and this is the crazy part about the playoffs. In the playoffs, nobody misses. I remember the Cavs playing the Raptors one year or the Hawks one year, and nobody would miss. I mean, they ran them boys all the way.
Mike Budenholzer was basically in tears.
He was.
I'm serious. In post games, I felt bad for the guy. I wanted to hand him a beer because he was just like,
I don't know
what to do.
I don't know. He's like, we were running at guys. I mean, nobody.
They would put LeBron and 4 shooters on the floor.
it
and
was-
what do you LeBron, Channing, JR, Kyrie, and Kevin? What are you going to do with
And
that?
then they was bringing Kyle Korver off the bench, and he wouldn't miss. Channing Frye went bonkers one day. Like the whole series, he wouldn't miss from the top of the key.
Yeah.
I was like, bro,
Yeah.
this is disgusting.